Hey everyone, today I'm doing some urban nighttime photography using my smartphone camera. So it's quite dark, hopefully you can still see me. We're still in lockdown, and if you saw my video from a couple of weeks ago, you might remember that I was talking about how you can go out during your exercise time and still take a camera and get some photos during that time. So that's what I'm doing today. I've been working all day, so I've come out in the evening. But it's a really good opportunity to do some urban nighttime photography, some low light photography. And I brought my smartphone camera, it's a Google Pixel 4. And that's just really useful because, as I was saying in my video from a couple of weeks ago, anything that saves you time is just going to be a benefit during lockdown. You can stay on the move, you're not having to stay in one position for a long time. And you can just do your exercise, and a smartphone camera is not going to slow you down. So I'm looking for compositions that involve a lot of straight lines, angles. You get that a lot with urban photography when you're in towns and cities. And also kind of like street graphics and signs, you know, like arrows on the floor and things like that. They look really good. I'm also looking for lights as well. I like to focus on a scene that's got like a strong light source in it. So it might be some traffic lights or a building that's illuminated in some way. And yeah, anything else that can just add to the scene, give it a bit of atmosphere. I saw a kind of vent that was steaming earlier. There was kind of heat coming out of it and steam, and that looked really good. It is raining a little bit, but that's good actually because it makes the floor wet and that looks reflective, so it reflects any lights, and that can be a really good effect. Okay, so the benefits of a smartphone, especially when you're in lockdown, are that you don't have to fiddle around with all your settings. So your aperture and ISO and shutter speed, things like that. It's just point and shoot, it's really quick. So that can be a benefit. And that gives you more time to focus on composition as well. And composition certainly is an aspect which is a benefit with a smartphone. You've got a really big viewfinder on the back of the camera. It's even bigger than on the back of my Z7 for example, and that just allows you to kind of point and you can see everything really well in your frame so that you can compose your scene really well. The negatives are that, well, it's the same as what we said before really for the positives, but from a different kind of point of view. So you haven't got control over the shutter speed, ISO and aperture. That just means you've got less control, so you can't do special effects or like long exposures, or you can't play around with depth of field. So you've got less control there, and also the resolution's much lower, so it's fine for on screen. I'll just be taking these photos for fun and just showing them on screen, but I wouldn't be printing these at large scale or anything because it's not going to have the same resolution as a DSLR or mirrorless camera. There are some really great lights around here and there, really colourful, like oranges and yellows and things, and blues. And I'm a big fan of Liam Wong's photos, so he does a lot of photography in urban places in Asia, like Tokyo and I think in Hong Kong, South Korea and things. And he gives them that really cool Blade Runner look when he edits them. So he emphasises all the purples and blues, and it looks really cool. So I want to try something like that. So yeah, I'm looking for scenes that I've got a lot of strong light sources. Okay, so I think I've got 1 or 2 shots now that I can use. It's mainly going to be a case now just going back and having a look and seeing what they're like and what I've got to work with. A lot of it is going to be in the editing with these images, I think. So like I said, just been looking for images with strong light sources, and I'm going to try and pull those out in Lightroom, emphasise some of the colours. So yeah, that's my exercise done. Nice to get a bit of fresh air on the way back now, and we'll see what photographs we've got shortly. So I've been doing that route through town for a little while now since we've had lockdown. To go to rural areas in the evenings it's quite dark, so it's quite useful to do the route through town where you've got the lights. And having my smartphone camera with me, I take quite a few shots while I'm on my walk of the buildings and lights and things, and I thought it'd make a good vlog, something a little bit different. Like I said, I've taken my smartphone camera, which is a Google Pixel 4. It's got a dual camera setup on the back, so it's got a 12.2 pixel wide angle camera, I believe, as well as a 16 megapixel telephoto camera as well. I think the wide angle is something like 27mm equivalent, and the telephoto one is about 50mm equivalent. And yeah, it's not going to be great for like big prints or anything, like I said, but for on screen and just for fun it's great. And it's so small and light, and you can just point and shoot, and you don't have to worry about spending ages fiddling around with your settings. Like I said, it does take away a little bit of the control because you can't change your aperture and shutter speed and things. I think you can with certain cameras, maybe the new iPhone, you can change those settings, but with the Pixels you can't. It's just, click it and see what you get. And a lot of the editing that you would do in Lightroom or other editing software is actually done in the camera, so you've got to just take what you get really, because it'll do all the exposure, and it'll even like blend exposures and create HDR effect all for you, so you've not got much control of that. Having said that, you are able to shoot in RAW with the Pixel 4, and I imagine you probably can with other, the iPhones and stuff as well. So I do shoot in RAW, and then I can put that into Lightroom, and I've got a little bit of control then. And as you can see from the images already, I've put quite a lot of work into the editing side of it. Like I said, I like Liam Wong's photos, check him out, I'll put a link down below. He does all these really cool kind of Blade Runner style effects in urban areas, so he brings out a lot of the blues and purples and pinks and things, and they've got that really kind of neo-noir, futuristic look. And although my local area is not Tokyo, it's still nice to put that effect on and practice with it, and I think the effects came out, the results not too bad. So I've just got a few more to show you, so I'll put those on screen now. So as you can see, quite a lot of editing's gone into those images, particularly with the colour grading. I'm not going to show you the process I've gone through to edit those today, but I think what I'll do is make a video for next week and show you the process I've gone through. So join me 10 AM next Sunday morning for that. And yeah, that's it for this one. Thanks a lot for watching. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. you can click the big red button down there or on my face over here. And yeah, thanks a lot everybody else as always. So like I said, join me next weekend, 10 AM Sunday morning, and bye for now.